back again with another video. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are all well, and and I hope you didn't forget to pray, yeah, before you got busy with anything, right? So I'm back with another video, and please do me a favor and please subscribe, like, and comment, right? So guys, something that is so much uh, playing in my mind for actually not for only the past few weeks, but it's been a while now since I've been stressing around this thing, you know, which is how much bad things are, right? And how much bad things are looking for us black people, to be specific, right? Because we have been fed with this different information of this world and how to go about this world, or how to become a human being, right? So remember that everyone is spiritual, right? And everyone is spiritual, and the most important thing that we should take from this is you are you because of your spiritual being, right? You've got whatever that you have because of your spiritual being, not because of what you look like, right? You have these people you have because of your spiritual being, right? I'm not talking about fake people trying to impress, trying to look good, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about organic people who are real and truth and true to themselves, right? That we have to understand that the most important thing is our souls, right? Because with our souls, you then get to experience the Ubuntu from the principles of which we can name them: love, respect, trust, integrity, what, yeah, can name them. So my problem nowadays with black people is having to disobey or faking these principles or these values, right? Because these values are God-given. We didn't just become human beings in G out of the blue, right? Yeah, there are a lot of conspiracies, theories about how we became human, and all of that. And science, will tell you about, yeah, Homo sapiens, Homo what. It's okay, but we ourselves, what we understand is the principles that we embedded in us, of which are the ones that we named: love, respect, and all of that. And you get involved into relations with people because of those values, those principles, right? And my issue now is us faking ourselves. Now we get to use our physique to convince someone that I am what you think I am, right? Because of how I look, because of what I have. That's why at the end of the day, I usually say that you can have a million, you can have billions of coins of money, but if you don't have those values, we don't care, brother. We don't care. And honestly speaking, this thing is something that everyone can relate to. You can be whoever you want to be out there, but then the minute you go into your own space, you zone out from the outside world, you get to realize who you are. And it then hits, not only it hits in your mind, but you get to hear yourself speaking to yourself. Ask yourself why you find some people speaking to themselves. That person is probably having a conversation with his or her own self, right? Because the physique, the physical body is, it's on its own. It's the physical body. That's why when you die, you get buried, but then the soul gets to live, right? which is the most important thing, because as you live, it will then, that's why our judgment day will come for everyone. Everyone will be judged at the end of the day, and judgment day, it's the day, according to me, is the day that you die. Where does your soul go? I don't want to talk about heaven, hell, no, up. I don't want to talk about that. But as black people, guys, we need ourselves more than ever, because whatever is happening now, it's gonna be worse. It's going to be worse. Let me talk about us young people. I'm a young person, I'm still in my 20s, and what I see is that 5 years, 10 years from now, it will be a different story from what is happening. So meaning that it will be worse from what is happening now, because now we tend to ignore whatever that is happening. We have this thing of wanting to live, but live to your fullest. But live to my brother, I'm from South Africa, my brother. But live to your damn thing, my nigga. But live to your fullest and what so now, right? Yeah, you have to live, but then it doesn't mean that you have to go against the principles of life. And one thing, you can't shortcut life, right? The moment you try and shortcut life, you don't live longer, which is something that is true, right? So we want to have all these nice things, you want to live this life, we want to, like we want to live soft, like we want to live good, right? But then I think we have a wrong approach to this life, especially as young people. We have a wrong approach to this thing, because we have so much normalized what it means to be a person, because now it's like money is the top of priority. It's like when you don't have money, you are nothing, according to black people. That's why in December, we know what's on Mahaim. December, you have those uncles who come back and immediately they land. We embrace them like they are kings. Because what we've put money top of priority, to say money is the one that will make you whatever that you want to be. Yeah, nowadays, money is it's part of life, because you wanna have a house, you gotta buy material, or you gotta buy the house, which you need money. You want to car, you understand, but then there's certain things money cannot buy. And with that being said, we have things like consistent floods happening in KZN. We have people dying left, right, and center. And people like saying, "Ha, banloile." Guys, we are starting a war without even us knowing, against God, because you and I both know that whoever's ruling this country right now, let's say 70% of it is ruled by the other gang, the Illuminatis, the what so not, which those things we can argue the whole day, about the agenda and what so not. We have this thing of selling souls. People like, people like talking about it like it's a small thing, right? But then if you check deeper, it has become something that we do without even us knowing. We are selling our souls without us knowing, because of the money, right? Because of the money. But for to, I don't know what's there, but now I tell you, and I'll come back after 5 years, and I'll ask everyone who would have listened to this live, or who would have watched this live. After 5 years, it will be worse than ever. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a barking, a sangoma, right? But because I understand the spiritual world, right? I've seen, and sometimes you get to see someone not from a physical point of view, but then you get to see the actual person, right? Hence we have a lot of pretendings nowadays. We have a lot of people faking, impressing, because of they wanna fit in, they wanna, but you're just going against your principles. And one will ask, who's God? You are God. A lot of people argue with Peno when he says that he's God, right? Remember, you can't point who God is, right? So, but God lives within us, right? So, which means you are God in your own space. You are God, because you then are embedded with the values and the principles, right? So, do you think with you? Okay, let me put it like this: by you trying to fool us out here of pointing a picture, Corona, you're a good person, or what, we will believe what you say, right? We will believe what you say, but then at the end of the day, you are fooling your own self. You are fooling your own self. But it is fun song. We all wanna live soft, but then we can't try to fit in or try to shortcut this thing because we wanna live soft. We all want money, Buffett. We all want money, honestly speaking. But then there's certain things you can't do to have money. Because at the end of the day, you will have that money, but then you'll still not be happy. I bet, I kid you not. There are people who have billions and billions of money right now, but then they're not happy. And that is evident in a sense that you see them every day in these malls. Every time they book trips to buy every time you see the social media feed, like the person is living lavish. That's what we call influencers. Influencers. Do you honestly think that those people are happy? Do you really think that those people are happy? The people who call influencers, do you think they are really happy? I mean, you can't be happy with something that it's not gonna stay long. I mean, today in Kabale, 1,000 rand, but then I can finish it today, and tomorrow I can have another one. So it tells you that money is not something that can be permanent, or like encouraging. You can never be satisfied. You understand? That's what I want you to say. Actually, you can never be satisfied with how much money you have, because your inner person, the real you, doesn't depend on how much money you have, but then it will then depend on how you treat yourself and how you treat people, right? But for you, someone might come at me and say, Mara, why are you saying this? Because look into yourself. When listening to this, look into yourself, listen to yourself, and ask yourself, are you whatever that you think you are? Or are you the person you think you are? Or put the values on the table and judge yourself. That's what we don't do. Judge yourself. That's what we don't do as people. We don't judge ourselves. But and I know, jaja, hey, like, hey, this person, hey, what, you're judging me, hey, what? You get hurt, because for me, people see what they see in you, and it doesn't matter what they see. Okay, it matters what they see in you. I don't want to lie. It matters what they see in you, because it can be true, cannot be true at the same time, right? So, but we have this thing of criticizing whatever that people say to us. To say, hey, what, but this person doesn't like me. For me, the moment you start acting like that, I then say, you don't know yourself. I don't think you know yourself, because what someone says should be a reflection of some of the things that you have done, right? So you gotta go back to the drawing board and look at yourself, judge yourself, my brother, judge yourself, my sister. Look at yourself and check if you fit within each principle that God has provided. The love, the trust, the respect integrity, dignity, and all of that? Do you respect yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you trust yourself? Hence, a lot of people are not successful nowadays because they are doubting themselves, right? And where that comes from, it's from you actually. Like you don't have to look anywhere else to say, hey, mang unloyally. Nobody has loyal you. You don't trust yourself. You might tell yourself, the tongue is so convincing, guys. Like it's so easy to say something and someone gets convinced, because of what I say. But do you really mean what you say? No one will know. You are the one who will know, right? So my point, Bafetu, is as Black people, we need to start loving each other. We need to start respecting each other because what is coming is worse than what we are seeing. People are dying, Bafetu. People are dying. And it's not something to joke about. People are dying. Not only physically, but people are dying internally. People are dying, but wait. Abantu bayafa. Batho bashwa. Hey, it's another pandemic, this one. It's another pandemic, and if we don't wake up, remember, nowadays it's a man for himself, right? Nowadays it's a man for himself. If you think a Samaritan will come to you or an angel will come to you and tell you what to do, my brother, you'll be left behind. You'll be left behind. God sometimes, does things in his own way. You might want to kill yourself, but God will make you to live. And tell you what, you'll suffer. You'll pay for your sins before you die. You will suffer, my brother, because of what? You never respected yourself, which respecting yourself is like respecting God. That's why I say in the beginning that you are God, right? Because God is not someone you can point like this. You can't point at God to say, here is God, right? But then you can tell when God is available. And how can you tell? When I got self, my brother, you are God. You are an image of what God is. So you can't point at someone and say there is God, but then you can point at yourself and say, I am an image of God. You understand? So, and that's why, especially as Black people, we need to wake up. We all want money. We all want the life. But then, let's understand patience. Let's understand hard work. Right? Let's understand dignity. Money cannot buy dignity, Bafetu. Here I disagree. Money cannot buy dignity. Let me give a scenario. Especially young people. Young people nowadays, returning lifestyle. Especially my piano. I also do love my piano, right? Like I want no cap. I love my piano. But I don't do things, because of how can I put it? But okay, let me not be personal with myself, but let me just continue from the piano one. We all love piano, and we all love vibes, we all love entertainment, yeah. But you don't wanna spend your last cent on something that will not bring you that cent. You can't you don't want to spend 1 rand on something that will not bring back the 1 rand, especially if you know that the 1 rand you'll have it for today only. You are poor, but then you still continue to do something that's liability. And Mototoro, I don't have a choice. I wanna, you have a choice. And I usually say to this other brother of mine, I'm like, my brother, if you work hard and if you become patient, life will become soft. Like like nobody's business, my brother. You will suffer for those 5 years, 6 years, yeah, because you compromise, you sacrificed a lot of money, or you sacrificed a lot of your time into doing something that will sustain you forever, which is something that we don't want to do nowadays. But then nowadays, see, that's why we have also women who want girlfriend allowance. Girlfriend allowance. Bon, but the children are berekele. And let's check. What is it that you're going to do with that money? You're just going to spend it. And then after 5 years, when you're grown up, you're lonely, you come back and say, hey, I'm single. Hey, you want something serious. But something you don't wanna outsmart is life. You don't wanna try and outsmart life, because life is all better. So that's life, because you're trying and outsmart life in a sense. You wanna be a parasite. You wanna become parasitic when hey, you just wanna take, take. You don't wanna give. A guy comes at you. By the way, I'm talking about women now. The guy comes at you. The guy doesn't have money. The guy's a hustler. Thank you. God bless you. Also, the guy comes at you. Is a hustler. He's trying to find his. He's trying to. And then, you agree to fall in love with him, and then it becomes a problem because he's poor. Not that he's poor, but then because he doesn't have money, and then you start judging or start cheating at this person. You're like, oh, when I don't have money, you don't give me money, blah 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 blah. Fine, you hurt the person and the guy leaves. Like muto now rat, and now you didn't love the person. You just showed him fake love. Sharp. You live your life, and then come a time of realization where you now want to be serious. And then what you get is what you gave. What you'll get is what you gave. So my point here is, be careful of what you give, because whatever you give will come back at you, and it will come back at you strong. It will work at the tornado. It will come back at you strong. So I'm saying to our fellow sisters that be careful of what you wish for. It's a line from Aries. If you listen to Aries, you know this line. Be careful of what you wish for, because everything that you give will come back. But for to life has become bad to a point. It doesn't matter how old you are, but then if you can, try to do it formally. Try to become the person that God has. Actually try to become what your purpose entails you to become. Because each and everyone has a purpose, in this world. So for you to be able to fulfill that purpose, you have to become a certain person, right? So no matter how old you are, no matter where you are and who you are, but then avoid doing things because of your emotions. Your emotions can become your enemy, honestly speaking. Your emotions can become your enemy. Right? So I don't wanna stay long, but then I say, fellow brothers, fellow sisters, please let's take over ourselves, Bafit, because it's still gonna new. It's still gonna new. Like, let me give an example about me. Now, Bafit, I don't wanna lie. I'm happy, I'm nice, I'm good, but I don't have money, yeah? But what I do now is I compromise so much and I sacrifice so much, so that 5 years, 3 years from now, I can be good. And And from then until when I don't know, when God decides to take me, I'll never, I'll never suffer. Because what? I understand that I understood the goal, and I understood the journey. Okay, let me just sweat now, let me just now. And then after, I'll live good, my brother. Like we'll totally tell this channel is on 162 subscribers, and if you check the amount of videos that I've posted, it's about 140 something. And I remember telling someone to subscribe, and she was like, yo dog, because by then I had somewhere around less than below 100 subscribers, and my videos were about to weigh 100 and something, and the person was like, yo dog, do you realize that your videos surpass the amount of subscribers? And I'm like, yeah, no. And she was like, well, I'm like, I understand the goal, that I'm not about numbers, but then I'm about, I don't try and calculate where I am right now, but then I just push. I don't try to analyze what's manjanguphi, how far, okay. What I'll try to analyze is how I'm moving, right? Whatever that I'm doing, is it the way I should be doing it, or is it, that's what I'll analyze. But then I'll never be like, okay, I come I come from far. Now I have to, only God knows that. You can't know where your journey or where your destination is, but then only God knows that, right? So, fellow South Africans, fellow brothers, fellow sisters, wherever you are in Slavenia, I say, please take yourself serious, and please pray as harder as you can. But then after praying, don't forget that praying, it doesn't end there. You need to pray, and also you need to practice what you preach. Because uma ucela uNkulunkulu uthi, uNkulunkulu ngicela ungiphe amandla, ngicela ungivikele kuzonke izinto engizenzayo, uNkulunkulu uzokupha amandla, of which la mandla ngeke uwabone ngamehlo wakho. You will not see the power with your eyes, but then you will feel the power. You'll see how powerful you are in terms of, verbally, your aura, and all of that. That's where you'll see gore Modimo o bua le wena. But then how when you pray, and then how fetsa o rapela, you go and judge people and discredit people and undermine people and disrespect people. Now tell me, my brother, my sister, do you think you'll get what you prayed for? No fucking way. No effing way. You'll not. I kid you, you will not get what you want. In fact, you'll suffer. You'll continue on praying. You'll go to church 365. There are people who go to church 365 days, but then they never get what they wish for. Why is that so? 365 days going to church, but then you never get what you pray for. Why is that so? Ask yourself that question. There's a video that I make, Sning, where I was saying, people are so demonic nowadays. You find someone going to church, and immediately the person comes out like he or she becomes another thing. You come out of church now, and you meet a street kid, and the person is like, my brother, can I please have two rand? Or maybe you're riding in your Mercedes or what, you buy the robot, and a boy knocks. And as the boy knocks, it's like, two rand, we get a volume. Now, how God is that? How godly is that? I mean, okay, we like this thing of judging people and saying, hey, you never know. Maybe he's a criminal. Maybe he wants to steal. But brother, you don't know. And also, if you trust in God, why do you wanna try and fight your wars, or why do you wanna try and be critical? If God is with you, God will be with you wherever you go. So whoever's gonna approach you, God will make sure that everything is said. Okay, they'll steal your watuati, but then some things are just tests, to see how strong we are. A lot of things, a lot of failures, a lot of difficulties are just examinations to see how strong we can stand. But then unfortunately it has come to a point whereby the exams prove how weak we are as people. And that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. You get a person who maybe you're in a relationship, and maybe your partner hurts you, cheats on you, right? And then you go ahead, you want to do, you want to revenge, you want to avenge for that. I'm like, how weak is that? How fucking weak is that? For me, a person who's always seeking for vengeance is so weak or lastig, because the pain should be what should be building you. I don't know if this is making sense. The pain is what, not the pain should be, but the pain is what should be building you. Use the pain to build yourself. The pain that you have right now, whatever stress that you have, use that to build yourself and become a stronger person, because that's what you need to become a stronger person. You don't need anyone, you don't need people, you need yourself to become the stronger person that you want to be. Not stronger physical, no, that's nothing. That's nothing. But then mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you understand? Don't shy away. Don't shy away from going to the bush and just chilling. Don't shy away from that. Don't shy away from I'm you know I'm in a group chat, in this group chat, is this hiking um hiking trips that are organized by Herbalife agents. And recently they posted a post where it talks about the upcoming trip that we're gonna participate in. Yes. So the another person was like, "Yo, dog, so we pay this much amount of money," and the person did the calculation. Is like, okay, let me just make an example. Maybe let's say it's 300 and it's 100 people, and the person was like, okay, 300 times 100 people, yeah, that amount. It's money, but yeah, that amount. And the person was like, okay, for food you're going to buy maybe 3K, and entrance at that place is like 40 rand. So basically the agents are left with let's say 5,000, right? And the person was complaining, Hore, but then how? And I was like, my brother, poster no, but kabza the small, you don't complain. Hebansa poster no, but DJ Maporsa, you don't complain. Hebansa poster about mang, whoever celebrity, whoever influencer you love, you don't complain. But then now we want to do something that will benefit you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. You complain. Mara posted something that's going to benefit you physically, and it's actually going to drain you emotionally. It's actually going to drain you mentally and spiritually. You don't complain. Now, as people, where are we if those kind of things are happening in Bafut? I mean, going hiking, doing this, let me just say, tourism activities, it's so beneficial, guys, honestly, for your spirit, for your soul, for your emotion, for your mind. And it's the club, it's the propaganda, go guy, we wanna jump, wanna have fun, you wanna drink ice tropez, you wanna drink Jägermeister, you wanna, ace of what spades, but again, ace of shades, what ace of we don't complain, we actually love those. Where are we going as people? But like I said, I'll come back 5 years ago, 5 years from now, and I'll ask, where are we as black people? So, but then either way, it's a Sunday. Everyone is going to church. Please go to church with a purpose. Don't just go to church because you want to nest your emotions or you want to nest your problems. At the end of the day, your problems will not get fixed because when you went to church. So everyone is going to church. Go to church. Please don't forget to pray and please take care of yourself. And please be happy. And please don't try to do things that you won't do or you can't do. Be yourself, respect yourself, love yourself, and take care of yourself, and be happy. Check a smell side of it. Stress, man. Man, like, I cannot tell it. I'm not saying that I have money. I don't have money. I'm broke. I don't know if you want me to show you maybe my account. Keep it check account. I don't have money. I'm not, but I'm happy. You know, I'm happy. You understand? Because of what? I respect myself, I love myself, and I take care of myself, and I understand my purpose. One of the things to my purpose is that I have to be what most people cannot be. So if you understand, you understand. If you don't, you don't. But one day I'll talk about it. For now, be good. From me to you, you know, guys, it's your boy Abutii. I'm out. Danko is a thank you. Awe naman. Ish.